people. Welcome to Talk with Miss Mary, the show where we bring you real stories, real struggles, real success, and real people making it happen in Dubai and across UAE. I'm your girl Miss Mary, and every single week we bring you inspiring stories from people from different countries and different backgrounds to talk about life abroad, survival, opportunities, business, career, growth. So whether you're trying to build your life, chase your dreams, start over, or simply get inspired, you're absolutely in the right place. Relax, enjoy yourself, and let's talk. Today, we have someone very inspiring with us. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, it's Miss Mary. It's so pleasure for you to have me here. So my name is Regai Peter. Sometimes they call me Zata because most people, they know me by my last name as Mr. Zata, but I don't want to be professional today. And it's so pleasure to be part of this discussion, and I thank you for hosting me. I'm currently based in UAE, and I'm working here as a behavior analyst and special needs educator. Thank you so much.
We're pleased to have you here, Mr. Peter. So can you start by telling us a little bit about your journey into education and behavior therapy and where it all began with you from Zimbabwe?
Oh, I will take it a little bit back since 1900, isn't it?
Yeah.
Forget it, I wasn't born. So the journey, if I'm to be specific, it was a journey that I can't really pinpoint where I started and how I ended up into behavior analysis. But let me just take you back to where it started. During the time when I was in college, in the university, studying my BSc in psychology. At that time, we were just youths, right?
Yeah.
We were just being forced that you need to go to university. We didn't know what else we wanted to do in life. After that, I ended up getting myself into education. You know, in my country, we have the privilege, if you're a degree person and you have acquired a degree that is relevant to education, you can get a chance and opportunity to work as a temporary teacher. But mostly you'll be deployed in the rural areas, you know, where professional teachers don't want to be associated with. Mm-hmm. So as a young man growing, also I wanted to get extra money. When I came to this country, my mind was even thinking, I think I need to work in health and safety. So I ended up doing these courses in the Bosch, occupational health and safety officer, by the way. Mm-hmm. So, but then I didn't feel myself as a person that can contribute positively to that industry, to that field. So I was introduced to a certain board that is called the BACB board, right, which was a behavior analysis board that was offering services in the UAE at that particular time and across other countries. And what interested me about it is because most of their principles are psychological principles. So I started relating with this field better because I had completed my bachelor's some years back then I started finding some interest into knowing this field. That's where I think my journey began into where I am currently.
We're happy to have you here on the show. So what first inspired you to move into inclusion teaching as well as behavior therapy?
So to continue from where I have left, after starting interacting myself with applied behavior analysis materials that I was provided, I enrolled with one institution where I felt, okay, let me really try to understand. At that point of time, I honestly didn't know what am I embarking myself in. So I thought, let me hear from people that are well experienced enough, and I was so ready to invest myself into trying to get some understanding, because I was so curious to understand what is this field and how is it so different from what I had learned in college, right?
Yeah.
So after going through some certain lessons with my then behavior analyst, I started now reflecting on my experience back, the experience that I've mentioned before when I was a primary teacher. I started relating more to that experience and started to understand that if only I knew about these principles, at least I could probably have helped my students in a better way.
Okay, so Mr. Peter, what does a typical day in your life as an inclusion teacher and a behavior therapist looks like?
Let me answer on behalf of inclusion teachers and behavior therapists, or just in general, those professionals that are working with children, right? Especially those that are having neurodevelopmental difficulties. Our days are never predictable. We honestly don't know what we are going to face at that point of time, at that particular day. We go to work with all the motivation, because without the motivation, really, your day might be full of surprises. So let me just say, our days, we love the fact that we don't know what we are going to encounter. We don't know what behaviors, we don't know what impact we are going to make. Because every day that we are going, our motive is to just try as much as possible and bring about a positive change in the lives of those that we serve.
So it's 2026, and there's ABA, there's SEND, there's IBT, there's RBT. I just came into Dubai, and I want to go into behavior teaching. I want to be in the field of teaching. Which one should I start with? Given that I have a degree in education, but I want to start out and go into the special field. So which one should I take?
We have 40-hour certificate. Most of the providers, service providers that offer applied behavior analysis, they are both authorized by the QABA and the IBAO to offer the 40-hour training, right?
Okay.
Because I always tell people, the 40-hour training that you get as a behavior therapist is not whether you're going to end up writing your exam to become an ABAT or an IBT. It doesn't, there is no any license that is better than the other, because the coursework is all the same.
All the same.
All right?
Okay.
So people that are training, those 40-hour trainings, when we are training to meet the standards of both.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So there is no certificate. It doesn't give you an advantage to be an ABAT and IBT, or to be an IBT and also an ABAT. You are just at the same level. That's a therapist level.
So if I'm starting, I need to start with a ABAT or IBT.
Or IBT.
If I'm new, fresh in Dubai, and I want to start and go into special education, I start with ABAT or IBT.
IBT. Why?
What about SEND? Because I did SEND when I started.
And I also did SEND.
And I did ABA as well.
And I did SEND. And to be honest with you, I didn't even take my certificate from that institution. Not to say...
I took mine.
Not to say it's a certificate that doesn't hold water. I'm not saying that. It's a very good certificate that is being offered by other institutions. But just because I had done my 40-hour certificate in applied behavior analysis, I felt that the 40-hour certificate had gave me more that I need to know to take up a role in inclusion department. Because the SEND certificates, they are designed to give you a theoretical understanding on what are students or learners that have neurodevelopmental disabilities and so forth.
Yeah.
So they are kind of theoretical in nature. But when it comes to applied behavior analysis, it goes on beyond theory and now starts giving you, that's why you see before you become a therapist, you need to finish your 40-hour training. And then you need to go through the supervision of which you are supposed to accomplish certain hours for you before you are allowed to write your exam. Just to give our viewers information, there is no licensing that is being given in UAE that is called RBT. It's applied behavior analysis, 40-hour training, in which you have to choose whether you're going to be certified with IBAO or with CAB, right?
Okay.
Or QABA. Or some institutions, they have made it a point of giving certificates, 40-hour certificates, mostly to those people who don't want to proceed to the license level, right? Then some people, they just want to have knowledge, 40-hour training, then they're done. We give that. I do give that. If you come, you want to go through your 40-hour training, I can teach you, I can train you, I can supervise you, I can give you your certificates, congratulations. But is that enough for you to actually make a greater change? If you are hungry enough to know and support our students, I believe that you need to go up to the level of attaining your license, because it places you at a better platform, because this country is very competitive.
It is.
There are people that are coming with massive knowledge. They're at master's degrees.
Yeah,
and they have their therapist licenses, right? And if you are coming, you have done your 40-hour course, then you think you have known it, or probably you haven't started. So you need to go after knowledge up to the last, and we are here to support.
So, Mr. Peter, please tell us, how do you balance your role as an inclusion teacher and a behavior therapist?
As an inclusion teacher in the mainstream, you are not necessarily working as a behavior therapist.
Okay.
All right.
So what are you working as?
As an inclusion teacher. Where behavior therapy comes into play when you're an inclusion teacher is it adds as an added advantage to what you might have that qualified you to be an inclusion teacher. All right.
Okay, so tell me, what are the duties of an inclusion teacher?
It's interesting. Mainstream schools, especially those that are in this country, they have, or even if you check abroad, they have distinct roles for special educators or inclusion teachers. And those people that are being recruited now with other schools as behavior interventionists, right? Or behavior support teachers. So the behavior support teachers mostly are those people that have the knowledge and the experience as behavior analysts or behavior therapists. Then the inclusion teachers are those people that probably they have graduated from their certain schools with bachelors in special needs, right? And or they have their masters, right? Or maybe they have done other courses in behavior therapy that qualifies them to take those roles in the mainstream as inclusion teachers. So when an inclusion teacher, or when schools in Dubai mostly, they're taking inclusion teachers, they are not looking at applied behavior analysis before the inclusion part, because they are looking for a degreed person in relevant industry, and as well as if there are any other professional qualifications that you might bring, such as those in applied behavior analysis. If you're already a behavior therapist, for example, then it adds as an added advantage. Why is it just an added advantage? When you are working as an inclusion teacher, a behavior therapist is supposed to work under a behavior analyst, right? So some of these schools, because they don't have those people that are employed as behavior analysts to supervise the behavior therapist. So when they are recruiting their employees, they're not recruiting behavior therapists come inclusion teachers, but rather inclusion teachers come behavior support teachers.
Okay.
Because the moment you bring therapists, it means you are exercising your license, right? And for you to represent yourself as a behavior therapist, you must have a behavior analyst that is supervising your practices, because the programs that you are supposed to run in behavior therapy are supposed to be monitored and supervised by a behavior analyst.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
It's kind of complicated, right?
It is. So as an inclusion teacher, do you have LSAs working under you?
Correct. So as an inclusion teacher, we have LSAs, like learning support assistants, right? As an inclusion teacher, you have LSAs that are working under you.